Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle Roxon and
I'm Joshua.
Yep. And we're here on our third chapter on
Number 3.
that's what I just said.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and we're doing how to keep God at the centre of our relationship.
So today is chapter 3. We hope you enjoyed the first 2. Today we'll be tackling on how hard it gets.
Yes.
Because it gets really hard.
Yeah. If this is the first time that you're coming onto my channel, then thank you so much for stopping by. Please do click that subscribe button. And if you haven't seen our series at all, then please do go and check out our first one and our second one before watching this one, because it has a nice build up. And yeah, if you've been watching us and you've been following us with our first 2 videos, then thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Bye.
So today we're going to be tackling the difficulty in putting God in your relationship, so the difficulties that come with it. So we're going to just be speaking mainly from our relationship perspective, but we'll link it and make it applicable for everyone to use and to be able to understand. So part of the things that makes it really difficult to keep God at the center of your relationship is when you're busy. She's doing full-time work now and I'm doing full-time student, so there are sometimes I'm not full-time student.
You are.
Oh, that's why you looked at me.
Oh.
So there are a lot of times where I get really busy with presentations, coursework, assessments, and she'll be busy with work until a certain time, and by the time she's getting home I might be on the way to the library, for example. So time management is really key, and she's really doing well with that, to be honest. But the main thing is, if you communicate your schedules to one another, then you won't get so busy. And even when you do get so busy, like the unexpected things that come up in your day, again, if you communicate that, especially on time, then it leaves the space to be able to reschedule something.
And like, it does really get busy, before we know it, I'm just so tired. I don't really want to read the Bible. I'm just gonna sleep. I'm literally like, I'm so tired, like, let's just do Bible study tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I'm staying over at my friend's house, like, and then and I'm busy with her, so I can't even talk. I can't even do Bible study with you because I'm busy doing something with her. And and before you know it, you've gone 2 weeks without studying the word, or before you know it, you've gone 2 weeks without having your proper prayer time and things like that. And so we always try and put things like on alarms and stuff. So we put like an alarm, like 8 PM, it's prayer time now, with whoever you're with, just just always doing that. So because time does get busy, and I feel like the older you get, you're just gonna get busier and busier. Really, whatever stage you're at now, like, you just need to tackle it and stop leaving things for tomorrow. Like, stop saying, oh, tomorrow I'll do it, oh yeah, next week, because I just feel like you'll never do it. You just never do it. So just do it now. Literally, the time you have now to watch this YouTube channel, this YouTube video, after this, go and worship. Okay, with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend or with your friends, just worship.
Whoever you're in a close, tight relationship with, just do it.
Just do it now.
You'll just feel so refreshed afterwards. Another thing that we'd say can get very hard, or can make putting them at the center of it rather very difficult, is this flesh, this thing they call flesh.
This thing, yeah.
Like this dust. very naughty sometimes. It's literally like the lust of the flesh is, it wages against the spirit. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, I mean, naturally as humans, like, no matter what, the human body, do you know what I mean? The human body wants pleasures, do you know what I mean? Regardless, that's just the way that God made us. And yes, as we've said in our previous video, like, sex and all that stuff is a beautiful thing that God has, ordained for husband and wife. And obviously, just because in marriage, but then obviously I know that because you're now in a relationship with a guy, or a relationship with your girlfriend, and you're not married yet, like, sexual morality can be such a battle. But if you really tackle it in prayer, and if you put boundaries in place, guys, it will really work. And because obviously when we first started going out, like, but if we put certain boundaries from the beginning, it would have worked. And you know, yes, there's sometimes where you slip up, but at the end of the day you have to go back. You actually have to go back and track yourself and be like, okay, what happened here? And what you will find is you allow that opportunity. Because yes, we're going to be tempted, okay, let's not lie. Temptation is going to happen to everybody, whether you're pastor, missionary, evangelist, or just a congregational member. Temptation, honestly, because temptation is going to come, but
just a congregation.
No, but it's true. No, but basically, no, it's true. And the thing is, temptation plus opportunity equals what? Sin. Okay? Write that down. Temptation plus opportunity equals sin. So yes, everybody gets tempted, but if there's no opportunity, it won't happen. When you now have that opportunity, it can lead to sin if you don't put boundaries, and that's why we have to continuously put in boundaries. We have to make sure that boundaries are in place. I mean, if you know that when your girlfriend wears this type of thing, it turns you on, you better go tell her to not wear that again. if you know that you cannot be in the same room together without having your hands like touching each other, you better stop. You better remove, like, do not be in a room together on your own. Simple as go and get your friends and be together. Honestly, one thing that I've actually noticed that you may not know actually, but every time that we're getting a bit too close, I always say, right, let's worship.
Actually, I have noticed.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah. A few times.
Yeah, and guys,
I actually have noticed.
Really?
And it works. It actually works.
Because
you can't say no to worship, right? So
listen.
When I say no to worship, it's like.
And once you worshipped, you will not be feeling any type of way. Like right now, we've just worshipped before we came onto this video.
I'm still. Mad.
Like God was just moved. Like we were just literally crying out to God about us and just in general and everything. And what you find is whenever you're getting too close, or even if you're not even, before you even get too close, like don't even leave it as that, but just worship. Let's pray. Let's actually pray and
so
cast
fun.
away that feeling. Let's pray and cast away this desire. This, do you know what I mean? This urgency. Like it works. So. That's one thing that I think
that was well said, you know.
Hey!
But yeah, I mean, that was perfectly said. I think the only other thing to add to that is, you know, for people who might not know what the lust of the flesh is and they want to know more, what we'd recommend is that you go into the Bible and have a read of Galatians 5. We just did that for one of our studies recently. And it basically breaks down in details. So you might think, okay, well, I don't know exactly, you know, when people think of lust, they just think of sex, but lust is so much more than sex. Like the lust of the flesh is a whole, like there's so many different acts and behaviors and habits that are entailed in it. So reveling is like wild partying and all that kind of stuff. You know, backbiting, gossiping, sexual morality is part of it. And the reason why we focused much more on physical touch and all that kind of stuff is not just because we can identify with it, but that's something common that people identify with. So, you know, this video isn't specifically for guys, but I'll just say to guys, like, just
speak to your guys.
Yeah, really and truly, like I feel the struggle. And she knows I feel the struggle. Like it's a struggle, cause she's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she's a fine girl. So, bruh, you don't even get to touch him before you're even feeling a certain type of way. But you know, Christ is Lord. And when Jesus is your Lord and your first love, notice I said first love, you would want to do everything to please your first love. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I love her as, you know, Christ loves me. And Christ wouldn't want to, you know, lust after me. So how can I want to do that to her? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, difference between wanting to love her and lust after her. You know, lusting as in like, it's for my gratification. You know, which is what she basically touched on.
Because lust is for you, it's for the pleasure, it's a pleasure of it. It's actually selfish, like,
it is.
whether you want to say it or not, guys, lust is actually
concept.
selfish. Like, when you're looking at your partner, or you're looking at that guy, or you're looking at that girl, it's for what? It's to gratify your own pleasure. And love is all about giving, like we said in a previous lust video that I did with my friend Emmanuel.
Go check that.
Go check that if you haven't seen it. And like, it's just so important to just get it right, really, because, like, as we said, lust starts from the mind. Like, it actually starts from the mind. The moment you think a certain thought, like, cast it out. Why are you entertaining it? Why are you entertaining it? At the end of the day, as long as we're in this body, we are actually going to battle with it, as long as that. But as long as we are making sure that we're at the right place at the right time, as long as we are continuously seeking God's presence, as long as we are, do you know what I mean, keeping ourselves in check, then we can't go wrong. So, that's it really with
you really wrapped that up quite nicely.
Another thing that we need to address is communication. Communication is so important. I just think that communication is probably one of the the most important things ever in a relationship. Like, communicating, actually, like, expressing, you know, opinions, expressing each other's heartaches, expressing what, do you know what I mean, what things are going on in mind. Or else, how can you ever, like, prosper? How can you ever grow with that relationship? How can you ever move on? And communication was definitely something that we really, like, take heed of, and, like, we know, because even, like, in marriages, like, we've heard so many that divorce just basically on communication, because you're not communicating how you feel. Do you know what I mean? And babe, you can talk more about it.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I know the term is introvert, but I'd like to just say I'm more reserved. I don't really like to say introvert. I'm generally a reserved person, and what I mean by reserved is I'm reserved mentally as well. So if something is bothering me, I might take, as males do, you know, they take time to process things. Girls kind of just vocalize. But me as a person, sometimes I can take too long. And there's nothing wrong with processing things, but, like, set yourself a time limit that even if you are gonna, you know, think about something, don't go to bed thinking about it, or don't take so many hours dwelling on it, because then it affects even the way, instead of you spending time to think, okay, how can I communicate this, you're just dwelling on the actual problem or whatever it is that's bothering you. So I know that, for example, like with ourselves, she's very much, if she has a problem, she'll say it. I know girls do this whole, like, I'm fine, until, like, you force it out of them, but she'll just say what it is. Has the odd occasion where, actually not odd occasion, there are a number of occasions where her feminine side will just come out and she'll just, like, be mopey, and I have to probably be like, okay, what is it? Like, what is it actually? But the point of all what we're saying is that you get two different characters and natures, and one of the things that, you know, helped me was the fact that she explained that, okay, even though I'm like this, here is the benefit of opening and saying this. It doesn't make you look weak. And that's a major thing, especially with guys. Men, guys don't like to look weak. Yeah, they don't like to look weak. You have to look strong 24/7. But the reality of it is, because we're tying in God with this, Christ on the cross, he didn't look strong. He looked very, very, very weak on the cross. But that spiritually was probably the strongest he's ever been, enduring all of that pain. And if the goal is to try and be like him, even in things like communication, it's important that, you know, you come to a point where if you're going to grow a relationship, then it's not just about good communication. Timing is so key for it. So she if there's a problem, she'll do her best to make sure that, you know, we don't go to bed not you know, clarifying what it is and stuff, you know, like go to extreme levels. And that is what you have to do. Like, and the thing about it is prayer, as we, you know it, is just simply communication with God. For you to even know what's on God's mind, you have to communicate with him. If you don't communicate with him at all, you'll never know what's on his mind. As much as you read his word and you get stuff from that.
Because his word is actually his heart.
Yeah, it is. But then I'm talking about even like, knowing what's on the mind of God for you. You have to, that is the essence of prayer. If it was just to know the heart of God alone, the word of God is enough, because everything in the word of God is what's on his heart. But to know his mind, you got to talk to him. If I want to know what's on her lovely mind, I'd have to talk to her. She might have like, I don't even know. I just feel so pretty. Oh my goodness.
Can you focus?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So as I was saying, communication is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
right. Talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to, think long term. Okay, if I start sowing seeds of lack of communication now, they're not gonna get better when we get married. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so grateful to God. And guys and girls, if God reveals to you who your partner is early, deal with communication as soon as you get going. So like, just ensure that communication is always there with one another, with God. Ensure that you're not just always talking to yourself, but ensure that your partner's even communicating with God. She checks up on me. Yeah. She knows if I'm not talking to God.
I know. I always know. It's actually so true, because
she knows when I'm not, or she just knows when my prayer's not.
Something is,
It's not there.
Yeah.
Because like, sometimes I can go into mad prayer warrior mode. Like when I say mad, like voices.
Voices. Like whoever has actually prayed with Josh, like certain people like Odessa, Marka, Neon, Manny, like you lot know like what he's like when he prays. It's actually like fire, like fresh fire, anointing fire just surrounding the place. And then sometimes, yeah. So like, and what I've actually found though, but what I've actually found is that every time that like, when you're getting, when like, someone's prayer life isn't going isn't as strong, because, they're getting stressed a lot, the world is really, whatever situation that they may find themselves in at this season, is just really taking a toll on them. And you have to understand that relationships are so beautiful, and the reason why is because it's not just you alone going on this journey. Yes, it may be you alone in your quiet time, but you have a companion to share this with, you have a companion to keep fighting with, and you need to literally, iron sharpens iron, guys. Iron sharpens iron, okay? Whenever I notice that there's just something I'm not sure, I would go into my own secret place and pray privately, and then I'll also take his hand and be like, okay, let's just stop everything and pray. And prayer is actually the most beautiful thing ever. Like, it's so key. And he does this the same with me when I'm always just stressing. Oh my gosh, and then he's literally just like transcend, like these people are just don't, and I'll just be moaning to him, and he'll be like, right, okay, if you've done all the talking, great, but let's go and pray. Yeah. And it's just the best thing ever. So, but I feel like when you're in unequally yoked relationships, this is where this will be non-existent, because I have been in relationships where I've been unequally yoked. I've been there too. Yeah, and it's just like, where are the fruits? No. Like, it's just nothing. Listen, completely rubbish, and like. Completely rubbish. And that's why I'm literally like, I'm telling you guys, please, my ladies, please make sure that you're in relationships that are equally yoked, that are literally, please make sure that you are both striving for the heart of Christ, please, because I'm telling you, this will pull you down, okay? Anyways, another video for another day.
I think the only thing I would just quickly add to that is the fact that she touched on companionship, and isn't it, for me, it's so wonderful. I just began to thank God for her life, just simply because, yes, your relationship with God is personal, yes, keeping him at the center, is something that you work to do alongside with him. But, what God said in the beginning was, it's not good for man to be alone, and the fact that, he even thought of providing us with an earthly companion, he's enough. But the fact that, he didn't want us to be on our own, and provided us with people that we can run in this race with, shows how truly kind-hearted he is, you know, and it would be so bad to take that for granted. It would be so bad to find the person that you're supposed to, you know, love God with, and you take for granted that they're actually a gift from God to you. You know, they're not just, you know, Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing and all that type of stuff, but it's a gift from God, you know, everything is, but your companion is, it's an earthly representation of you and God,
yeah.
you know. So the way we're supposed to love each other is the way we're supposed to love him.
Yeah,
so,
and that's why like the husband is meant to follow Christ, and then you as the wife is meant to follow your husband. So basically you're all following Christ. Like through your husband you're following God. Like, and it's such a beautiful thing. Basically guys, the whole like beauty of like keeping God at the center of your relationship is mainly just because as long as God is in your relationship, as long as God is centered in your relationship, when people see you and they see your relationship, they're seeing God, and then your fruits are being made known. People can see the Father through you, and they may turn to the light basically. So yeah, I mean, thanks so much for watching our video, guys. We really appreciate it. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe.
Thumbs up as well.
Thumbs up. I think this is pretty much it for our series of how to keep God in our relationship.
We don't want it to end.
We don't want it to end, but our next video is going to be a Q&A. We've had a lot of questions, personal ones. When people have seen our other videos, they've been asking us different questions about godly relationships, about us in general. And so yeah, we thought, okay, let's just do a Q&A. So yeah, if you do have questions, we want to first of all ask that you comment below your questions. If you don't want to comment below, you can email me privately at missroxon@mail.com. And if you follow us on Twitter, which I hope you should, Miss Roxon and President J _. Please do hashtag
Danny and Josh QA.
Yeah, so hashtag Danny and Josh QA for any questions that you have to ask us, personal ones or just advice or just anything. And if you have like because I know some girls had actual advice on like certain situations, so they would like email me. So if you prefer to do that, then missroxon@mail.com. And also comment below if you have any more like videos that you would like to see from me personally or from us. And please do comment below and let me know, and then hopefully it will come by in the near future.
Yeah, remember, if you didn't watch the last video to the end, share via is below. Like, just scroll down and click share via, and it comes up with Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I think they've added Pinterest now and stuff. They might even add Periscope, but just make sure you share.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys, and please do come and see us on the 9th of September at the Chosen Movement. We will be speaking there, and we're really excited to see you guys. We're really excited to fellowship with you all.
We're praying for you.
We are
praying for ourselves,
honestly, and we're really just praying that God will speak through us and speak to us and to us all. So yeah, really excited, and bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye. I love you.